there. So today I'm going to do a painting on sneakers. And so these are some Converse white leather. And these are for myself because I haven't painted some custom sneakers in a couple of years. And then I also have Stevens, which are the black Converse leather sneakers. And so these will actually be for the next time, but today I'm gonna do the white ones. So I have two different sets of colors. And so first we have a very fall-like fall-like color palette, which is what I'm going to use today. However, I also have all of these bright ones, which if you've seen my other sneakers and you've seen that they've had a brighter tone, so those are the brighter tones. But today we're gonna actually be working with these more fall-like tones. So, all right. So I'm gonna start with it's called Mid Navy number 8. And so these are actually leather paints. They're specific for leather shoes or leather in general. And so the brand is, can't recall if it's Angelus or Angelus. Not sure of the correct pronunciation at this moment. So I'm gonna do some vortex lines, which would be the first on a pair of sneakers. So this is Frog Tape. It's the brand, and it should be really good on sneakers. Let's see. Should be. Getting a little sticky. Let's grab another. Wonder if I need maybe the blue tape, Steven?
Okay.
Let's see. No, these should be fine. This should be fine. So actually for a lot of my sealing, I use my clay tools. Yeah, this will be fine. Oh, hi, Frida. So I always seal the tape first. That way we get a crisper line. And so I have a few different clay tools that I use, also for the murals on concrete. So it really just depends on the surface, but sealing tape is always important to get those really good crisp lines. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go to the top and the bottom. And seal the tape. Let's take a little piece from here. Okay. All right. So, this navy blue, actually, let's do this here and get it as good as I can. Another up here. And so this is not thought out. This is all just in the moment. I knew I wanted to do some vortex lines. So just going for it. All right. It's really nice dark navy blue. Well, navy blue is dark. Oh yeah. So normally I would use, if I wasn't doing a live video, I would use a hair blow dryer to speed up the drying process. But that would obviously be very noisy. So what I'm gonna do, so now I'm just giving this a couple of coats. Okay, so there's the first line. So I'm gonna now put this one here, and let's see. I'm gonna get started on the other one so that it can dry in the meantime, instead of using the blow dryer. So I don't want them to be matching. Always one for mixing things up, as you can probably tell. So if that one's going that way, wait, that one's going that way. So now this one's gonna go the other way. So Stephen is monitoring the live session here. So if you have any questions in the meantime, be happy to answer them. Yeah, definitely need to seal the tape because, there we go. If you don't, then it just doesn't get interested. Second, I need a longer piece of tape. Yep, just grab a longer piece of tape. It's always more difficult when you actually do two pieces of tape on the same line, because then you have to line them up. I mean, not too difficult, but all right. So let's go. Right, these are opposite. Oh. Just making sure. Okay. Here we go. This one's not wanting to stick as well as the other side. So we're just gonna continue to all the steps required to get these nice clean lines. Yeah, I wonder if it's not the humidity, because it's not humid. I do feel warm, but it's because we turn the AC off, because it obviously makes too much noise. All right, so now I'm gonna put the two pieces on the ends. That one's drying. So it's a very, these leather paints are rather thin. They're not thick, so they do dry pretty quickly. All right, and let's go like that. And that. All right. So for this one, I'm going to use another color, and let's go for the salmon. Yeah, salmon. So these paints actually, I guess some of them do, they actually come with a brush, like nail polish, but I always use my own brush. Own brushes. Okay. Some of the salmon. Pretty color here. Yeah, it keeps popping up. What? Okay. Going for it here. That's a nice color. Go. So that's going to need a couple of coats. I'll actually wait for, well, do another one here. Okay. Let's see. All right, so those two colors at the front. And I could actually take the tape off already. This is already pretty dry. It's always the fun part. Pretty good. gonna need some touch-ups. How do you touch up a white sneaker? Well, you have white paint. Let's see. This is a coating. Yeah, let's see what I have a flat white paint. Let's see what that looks like. Touch up. If not, then I just kind of have to alter the design based on, let's see. That's pretty, there we go. So use a really small brush. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get a new white there. And let's see. Okay, well that's still wet. All right, so we're gonna leave that. I'm almost thinking, let's see, yeah, we're gonna leave that dry. And then that one's gonna dry, but what we can do is go ahead, and you know what, I think I'm just gonna go freehand here and do some shapes. So, I'm gonna get this really nice burgundy color. Really nice fall color here. So I'm gonna paint while we wait for the other pieces to dry. Do some big block shapes. So when I'm doing more linear work like this, you'll obviously recognize that I'm being a little bit quieter because it takes a little bit more concentration than the organic painting that I do. Trying to get these crisp lines without using tape. And so it'll be a combination of geometric and some line work. I think for the purpose of this live video, it's good to get some more color on here and wait for the other things to dry. And so this burgundy, like any reds, is going to need a few coats. But again, this can dry. So let's make this more of a go. All right, so we're gonna, let's see. So I am using acrylic brushes, like what I use for canvas. But it's these paints are specific for leather. Okay. So I'm gonna clean up this line here a little bit. Now we're going to let that dry. Let's see how this is doing. It's getting pretty close to dry. Let's see if we can do a little white touch up on that. It's always hard for me to leave lines that have lead paint that I just want to touch them up right away. Let's see. Wow, it actually matches really well to these shoes. It's still a little wet. Okay, so then we're gonna leave that dry further. And then let's go back to this one. Let's see if it needs, yeah, this needs another coat of the salmon color. Make sure we get off all of the burgundy. Go. Yeah, so this tape is coming up. All gonna be some paint bleeding on this too. We'll give that a minute, but however, we can actually start with a new shape. Actually, no, let's wait. Let's actually go back to this one. I'm gonna pick this nice, it's avocado. Avocado is the name of the color. Love me some avocados. So, let's do another geometric shape. So again, the paint is drying in order to touch them up. Oh, it's such a nice color. Okay, so actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this another triangle. And then that'll actually take care of the touch up that I don't have to use white. I actually just use another color with it. It's looking nice. Nice colors, burgundy, avocado, and the navy. Here, got that there. So as you can see, with anything linear, it's always more time involved and less movement around and more of a still hand, which I got, fortunately. So I'm actually going right up against the stitching right here. I don't know if you can see. So again, we need more coats, but this is, progress, first coat. Anything with a red color is always gonna be multiple coats because of the pigments. With the green will probably just be two coats. I almost said two quotes. I have to do a quote. Gotta do a quote for a potential project, but not right now. So right now I am painting sneakers. All right, so that's looking better there. So I'm gonna go all the way up there. It's always important to have a good brush that you can do all these straight edges with. Okay, so there's that. And then we're gonna take, all right, so let's put that there, let that dry for a minute. Let's take this one off, and I know there's gonna be some bleeding on this too. Yeah, I have to try some other tape on the next one. It's been a while. Okay, so for here, let's see, I think the burgundy will actually look really nice, or let's go, this color is called Squadron. It's like a deep blue, little bit of a turquoise in it, more blue. That should be really nice. It's lighter than the navy. And so I think I'm gonna stop with the tape and just do shapes for the purpose of this video. There's always another pair of shoes I can paint. All right. Oh yeah, this will be really nice. Okay, so here we go. Well, that's really pretty. Good shape here. That's a really nice color. Do another triangle shape here. Get the much more quiet when I'm doing linear work. It's just how it is. Gotta concentrate that when I do organic work, which is easier to talk and free flow, this is quite different. Okay, let's look a little too round there. Go. Get some more paint here. It's really nice. They glide on really nice, these paints. And you can use them on leather, on canvas. They're really great. So when you can wash these, you can put them in the machine in the washer, and they're fine because they're, a type of paint that actually sticks with the leather. And so I have pairs of sneakers that I've had for maybe 6-7 years and still run them through the washing machine, and they're fine. They keep up. All right. So that's looking pretty good for now. Always touch-ups. All right, let's go back to, let's see how he's looking. All right, let's go back and do another coat of this burgundy. Put that one there. Make sure all the blue's off. All right, back to this nice burgundy color. Start filling this in, give it a second. Actually, you might just need 2 coats. Oh yeah, there we go. Satisfying to get that other coat on there. It's all part of the process. Just made another little line here. There we go, look at that, that second coat. Looks good. Looks good. Might just be one other coat. Go. So definitely feeling this very 90s and 70s vibes that I've been immersing myself in. Okay, so now we're gonna add another coat of the avocado. It's time to actually have an avocado today. Usually eat one almost every day, or a half. Yummy. Not the paint, the avocado. All right, here we go. And if you're just joining us now, thank you for joining, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Steven. Painting some white sneakers, some good old Converse leather. I've painted on different material of shoes, whether it's canvas, whether it's leather or suede. Possibilities are endless. And each surface is definitely different in how you treat it. But the paints that I'm using today for the sneaks are actually leather, specifically for leather. I have paints that are specific to microfiber, like to tights. I used to hand paint on tights, which I think I'm actually going to bring back and do again. Did that about 10 years ago. All right, so now I'm going to do a little bit of touching up now that this is dried. It's white. Could also just use another color, but the white is actually surprisingly like matches right to the sneaker. you'll just need a couple of coats, and I might end up just doing something else there, but at least we can touch it up. I'll probably decide just to go back over this with another color, but for now, let's at least get the lines perfected as much as I can, because I can't stand bleeding lines. Most of the time. So that's starting to look pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back to this other one. All right, so it needs some cleanup. So let's use some more of the white. You know what? Let's just do another color next to it. What do we think? Let's see. I think some golds. Yes. Give it a shake. Some gold, gold, gold. Oh yeah. Nice gold color. And actually I'm just gonna go over where the white was because I just want more color. Oh yeah. I've used this gold several times before. Yeah, this will need a few coats. But okay, let's pull in some of this paint here. Okay, let's make a shape. Something linear. Down. Yeah, this gold, and remember this gold needs probably about 3 coats. Let's go up to the stitch here. I'm matching my outfit here with the paints I'm using. Find myself being much more connected to colors of the season. I don't know that I've ever really felt like that with my artwork, but this year I really do. And so, as you may have seen in my artwork, that color palette is reflecting more of a fall color. And you know, as I've been working on the mural, and I have the 4 drop cloths that are up there. And you know, they mostly only have bright colors until now, which actually they're getting more of the fall color palette that's in the mural, and I'm loving the combination of all the colors. And you know, how am I gonna feel when spring comes around? I mean, even though we don't necessarily live in a place that has a winter, but I do really feel the seasonal changes. Yeah, so this is gonna need more coats. Definitely more coats. Okay, so let's get this a little bit more angled. Oh yeah, more coats. Yeah. Much slower of a painting process when doing this style. Okay, let's clean up that blue. Actually, we can do it with the, let's see, let's get the smaller brush. Too much water. There we go. Now it's gotta dry. So let's go back to the other shoe. Stephen, how long have what's our time here?
It's 2:18.
How long have we been on? Is this 10, 15 minutes?
I think it's been
20?
Yeah, about close to 20 maybe.
Close to 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Let me see. I have a couple questions. There may be a couple questions here.
Oh yeah? Hold on, Steven's checking the questions here.
Oh, almost 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how much more patience it takes for this type of work.
So, Nick, our roots boy from Paris,
Hi.
and is asking, what kind of painting are you using for the shoes? What kind of paints?
Yeah, so I'm using this brand, and I don't know if it's pronounced Angelus or Angelus, but so they're a U.S. based company, and so they're specifically for leather paints. Probably tells me, yeah, it says, oh, actually they're made in California. Yeah, so these are specific for leather, anything leather, and there's also and I have a lot of different colors here. I think I have about 20 some, maybe about 20 colors here. There's also an acrylic finisher that I will use once I'm done painting the shoes, that I'll use the finisher on top. It's sort of like not sort of, but it is a sealant. Like when you think about when you're painting an acrylic painting and you seal it with a sealer, like a spray or something brushed on. And so that's a finisher that they also carry. And these run, I think maybe about somewhere between $6 and $8 per, and they actually, some of these I've had now for 3-4 years, and they're just as good as they were when I first opened them. I have a whole new set of the fall colors, which I just got. So those are, straight out of, but yeah, some of these more brighter colors that I have are also, yeah, they've stayed really in good condition. Obviously you have to close them really tight, make sure that the air isn't getting in. Okay, so now let's bring out another color. Hopefully that answered your question. And if you, if you want to reach out, or I can reach out and share with you the brand again. But yeah, so see it? So it's spelled Angelus.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. All right, so that's still drying. So I'm gonna go back over here. The burgundy needs one more layer, which I imagined. It's normally between 3 and 4 for any of the red colors, any of the red base colors here. And as I mentioned earlier, these kind of paints, this leather type paints, that you can throw the sneakers into the washing machine and they'll be just like they were before you did. If you use just an acrylic paint like what you use for canvases, it's gonna wash out. So don't do that, because I've done that a long time ago, but I've learned over the years. You have to use the specific type of paints that are specific to the medium that you're using them on. Just get a little bit more of a crisper line here. Yeah, starting to look better there. And I think I'm going to do another shape on the other side while this gold still dries over here. And I was saying in the beginning of the video that normally when I do this offline, that I'll actually use a hair blow dryer, and that speeds up the drying time. I also do that with paintings, especially when I'm working on linear work and I want to move on to the next part. So I just blow dry it so it actually dries really quick. All right, so now I'm going to choose another color. I'm going to go with some gray. So this is a pewter. It's a metallic. Ooh, that's really nice. And so I'm going to use this for down here. So I actually wore these shoes once and I cleaned them off yesterday. I wore them maybe I got them about 2 months ago and just haven't had time to do this session. But so I cleaned them yesterday just from the one wear, which was literally like a 30-minute adventure. That was it. It's like going to the print studio or something. It's like I have to wear my new shoes. Yeah, so this is a really nice gray metallic color here. And this will also need several coats. But for today, probably end here in about 5 minutes, I think. Just to get more of a base to show you. Maybe 5-10 minutes. And if you have any questions, Stephen is monitoring. And please let us know. Any thoughts? Any questions? And so I've painted on many brands of sneakers over the years, depending on the collector, depending on myself and what I'm wearing at that time. And there's a lot of flexibility with what brand, and it's really to do anything custom. If you'd like a custom pair of shoes, you can reach out to me. We can talk about what pair of shoes that you'd like. Normally, or recently I should say, that I have the collector that actually purchases the pair of shoes and they mail it to me, and then we talk about colors. And again, I have about 20 different colors that you can pick from your palette. You could also just say, I only want these amount of colors, or I don't want any of these colors, but what do you suggest? And we can talk about what you're thinking, what you're feeling. We can talk about pricing, and pricing normally depends on the aesthetic. Like for instance, obviously the linear aesthetic takes a little bit longer than the organic aesthetic, but it does require, as someone that's a perfectionist like I am, that requires multiple layers and lots of touch-ups to get it right where it should be. So, okay, so that gray. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to this gold over here and lay on another nice layer of gold. It's like a bright gold. There we go. That's fun. And choose the pair of shoes can always, they can match, they can reflect one another. I usually like to do both shoes a little bit differently, give it more uniqueness, but to each their own, and I'm flexible to create a pair of shoes that, if you want them matching exactly, that's always a possibility. This will need 3 coats, but what I'm going to do, last shape I'm going to do is over here for the purpose of this video, and then I'll go back and I'll do some additional, maybe I'll save it for another live video, maybe not, maybe the next one's actually going to be Stephen's black pair. Woohoo! Woohoo! Which will be your first pair of custom sneaks, right, Stephen?
Yeah. The avocado is
it's really nice, right?
That, yeah.
on that note, we're gonna add some avocado color here.
Mick from Paris said, "Thank you" earlier.
Oh, you're
For
welcome.
answering the question.
Have you painted on shoes before? And if so, have you tried acrylic? I know I tried acrylic when I first started. Oh yeah. Nice avocado. See, it's almost a little bit darker than the inside of the avocado, and it's not as dark as the shell of the avocado. The shell, the skin. But a beautiful color nonetheless. Okay, so it's a little wet there. Used to getting paint on myself, that's for sure. It's inevitable. Alright, let's get this nice clean line here. And again, this is going to need a couple of coats. I'm actually going to bring this right to the seam line. It's always really satisfying to just paint right up to that seam line there. And then we're just going to color this in here. Ooh, I can't wait to wear these. Been wanting to wear them for so long, but, well, so long is 2 months, which is not that long. And time has flown. We're already in December. I can't believe it. It's going to be 2021 soon. That's a whole nother discussion. Can't believe it. All we can do is be as safe as we can and stay home when we can, which for Stephen and I is 99% of the time. Fortunately, we're able to stay home and work from home. I know not everybody is able to do that. Let's get here in the little, so yeah, it's gonna need more touch up, but just to show how it starts to work and how it slowly comes together. So if you've watched me paint live, you'll know I'm much more quicker and I'm much more moving around, but this is different. This is the first time that I'm painting linear live, even though it's on a pair of sneakers. So, yeah, that's gonna need touch-up. More touch-ups. Let's see how this side's looking. All right, let's do another layer of, I guess we'll just do a couple more layers, so maybe another 5 minutes or so. For anybody that's just joining, I am painting a pair of Converse sneakers that are for myself, and then these are actually for Stevens. And I've got some other commissions lined up that will also be in the future. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Steven is monitoring the chat. And if you'd also like a pair for yourself, please DM me. There's a lot of possibilities of a lot of different colors. They can be an organic aesthetic. They can be the linear, like what I'm doing now. Anything you want. Possibilities are endless. Yeah, that's gonna need a few more coats. And now I've already taken away a little bit of that navy. Yeah, a lot of back and forth with that. Let's see. Just the way it goes. Well, just got some water there. All right. That's okay. Just got some water on that, so I'm literally just gonna lean it like that. And then so back to this one. All right, let's touch up this blue. So it was this blue. Such a nice blue. Alright, so we're gonna touch up this line. I, here. And I'll go in with a smaller brush after to really get it exactly how I want it. Here we go. I think we can do, it's still a little wet. We can do another, let's see, this green one again, the avocado. Avocado. It's making me hungry. Time for a late lunch soon. Alright, here we go. Fill in that green. Okay. Trying to show the shoe while I paint it. Obviously. It's gonna need another layer. Let's see. Yeah, normally I use a, let's do another. Normally I use a hair blow dryer to speed up the drying process, but that's just, I didn't want to turn that on during this session. You know what, let's just do another shape. I'm actually gonna use the salmon color again on this side. And go a little bit here. It's a little bit too much water. I wanna make sure you thin it out too much because then the water is going to salmon color. Let's see, let's make a, isn't it funny how you look up when you're thinking, or you look to the side? Forget why that is, but there's obviously a reason. Something with your brain. Obviously. Well, let's get some of that green in there. That gray, I mean. Let's see. Get another little triangle there. Definitely inspired by Bauhaus here with a fall palette, because Bauhaus is a lot of primary colors in black. Reminding me a little bit of the masks, the fall collection of masks. Got a couple, one is called Burgundy Bauhaus, so I was thinking about that as inspiration for these shoes. That's starting to look good. Gonna need some more coats, some more touch-ups. Let's see. All right, let's give this gold and olive one more coat, and then I think we're gonna finish there. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Stephen is monitoring. Got the best husband in the world. Helps out on a Saturday. Any day, really. Amazing support system. Say thank you to Stephen.
You're welcome.
I say I'm a one-woman show, but I get a lot of help and a lot of support from Stephen in different ways. Very grateful. Well, that's looking better now. So we're on the third coat of the gold here. It's looking good. And then I'm going to do one more coat of this green here, which is the avocado. Avocado. All right, let's see. And so I'll probably do a good amount more on this soon, whether that's live or offline. Not sure yet. Okay, that needs to dry. All right, so for now, I think that's where we're gonna stop. So, pair of shoes, pair of Converse sneaks here, leather. Been using leather paint based in the States. They are called Angelus, and Angelus leather, specifically for leather. I've been using them on my sneakers for several years now. You can throw them in the wash. The paint doesn't come off. And the next time I will be painting on a black pair, which is going to be a whole nother thing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you'd like a pair of customized sneakers, also feel free to reach out to me and ask about pricing and any other questions. Let me know. Thank you so much and have a nice rest of your weekend. Bye.